Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming this morning on this semi-humid Saturday morning. My name is Michelle Kennedy. A couple years ago, the first time I met the man who is now my husband, within a few minutes, I realized he had three fairly unique qualities. He asked really good questions, he listened really well, and he really cared. I, at the time, was a hospice social worker, and he was asking me all about it. It was something I cared very deeply about, and for the most part, I told him it's a very fulfilling, rewarding job that I really, really loved. Giving someone a good death is just extremely rewarding, and was extremely rewarding for me. But I talked about how the cases that were really hard were the ones where the people had no family, either because they were the last ones left, or because various choices people had made in their lifetime that they were estranged. And those were the cases that were so hard. So our hospice team became these people's family. And those are the ones that broke our hearts. So I was telling him this, and I look at him, and his eyes are filled with tears about these hypothetical people I was telling him about without naming names or even exact circumstances. And I realized, wow, he really cares. But several months ago, he told me he was thinking about running for city council, and I thought he was bananas. I thought normal, boring, everyday average people like us who can't even fold our laundry on time don't belong in politics. I thought we didn't have enough resources or time, but he proved me very wrong. Getting 500 signatures to get on the ballot to me seemed like an insurmountable barrier. But within about 2 months, he had 1,000 signatures. No sweat for him. He worked so hard. He was so determined. And I think these are great qualities we need in our elected officials. People who ask good questions, who listen to the answers, and who care deeply, who are determined, and who are hardworking. So it is my privilege to announce my husband and your city council candidate, Andrew Kennedy.
Thank you, Michelle. You are my rock. And thank you to my daughters, Honor and Glory. I'm so proud of them. And as their names might suggest, they are quite possibly some of the most patriotic little girls you'll ever meet. And thanks to all of you for coming out this morning. You know, over the past few months, I've spoken to Cincinnatians in parks, at street corners, and on front porches, in restaurants, at ball games, bus stops, and picnics. I've also attended a memorial gathering just a couple months ago right here in this park for a local neighbor of ours we lost to gun violence. It happened not more than a mile down the road here. His name was Roger Kitchen, aka Lil Man. He lived next door to me for more than a decade. His daughter and my daughters used to play together in our front yards. I remember standing with him and watching our daughters run around together thinking, this is what it's all about. And now Roger's gone. Earlier this year, Cincinnati police officials updated the Cincinnati City Council's Law and Public Safety Committee on our city's 2020 crime statistics. These statistics included high rates of homicides and shootings. There were 94 homicides and 486 shootings in Cincinnati during 2020, a 28.7% increase in homicides since 2019. And I want to be clear here. I have researched, and I still don't know the answer to this problem at the moment. But I have felt the emotion behind the problem. I have also seen the emotion and profound grief in the eyes of Roger's parents and his friends. And I am determined to do whatever I can do to assist in the discovery of any real solutions for change that are out there, and I won't give up searching. Now, these conversations I've had with so many folks over the past months have helped me understand the feelings that Cincinnatians have on a wide range of topics all over our city. I've heard so many positive and encouraging ideas to improve our city, which I'll talk more about in a bit. These conversations have also opened my eyes even further to how passionate so many of us are about our city. It's been said before, but I think we need to hear it again sometimes, and that is, what unites us is so much stronger than what divides us. And for me, working for Cincinnati families like yours, ridding our city hall of corruption and shadow deals, fighting to make a more prosperous Cincinnati, a more united Cincinnati, a better educated Cincinnati, and a more peaceful Cincinnati will never be just a job to me. It is my passion and my mission. When I think about the people who live in this great city of ours, I'm filled with so much pride and hope and so much excitement about our future. What I want for your family, your business, and your dreams, and what I want for every family across Cincinnati is what I want for my own family, a bright future. And I am more energized than ever to make that happen for Cincinnati and make Cincinnati even better than it already is. And that is why today I feel extremely humbled that on behalf of nearly 1,000 Cincinnatians at large, I am able to announce that I am accepting their nomination to run for Cincinnati City Council in the November 2nd general election. Thank you. And so today, our journey begins. A journey that will take us across all 52 neighborhoods in Cincinnati. And I want to invite all of you along. My dream is about bringing Cincinnatians together in order to solve problems and make Cincinnati the greatest city it can possibly be. My vision is to make it so every family, regardless of race, background, socioeconomic status, or circumstance, wants to be here in this town of ours, because they know that in Cincinnati, everyone has the opportunity to thrive, and that we are all rooting for one another. Everyone is equal, and we are all on the same team. It's fascinating, as I've been talking to folks around town, no one ever needed to be convinced that a lot is at stake here and that we need a positive change in City Hall. Because whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or you identify with another party or identify as an independent, Cincinnati voters understand that our city is in trouble. And it's going to take all of us to vote on November 2nd to set it straight. The mission of the city of Cincinnati is simple. It is to provide efficient and effective services that will make Cincinnati a better place in which to live, work, and play. And many are understandably frustrated and upset with the way some of our elected officials have conducted business in our city hall lately. I share many of those same feelings, and that is a major factor in why I'm running. But my message to Cincinnatians is this: don't overestimate what can at times seem like a huge mountain in front of us. We have the opportunity to take Cincinnati in the direction we want it to go. A direction leading back to civility and integrity. A direction with transparency and kindness, optimism and vigor, and a can-do attitude. A direction of restoring trust, unity, and hope for a better tomorrow for all of us in this city. It is up to us, and we can do this. A high school teacher of mine, Mr. Hartman, passed away a number of years ago. But I remember him telling our class from time to time, hey, when you grow up, don't let anyone ever tell you that when government entities begin to fail and let you down, or even when you recognize an enormous societal shift that needs to happen, that you, yes, you, the people, can't turn things around for the better. And I believe that because it's happening. It's happening right now in this park, and it's happening in neighborhoods all across Cincinnati. The people themselves can turn things around, and that means us. I am so excited for the chance to work alongside you and the next generation of Cincinnati City Hall leaders that is going to take shape. It is about investing in our community. It is about providing efficient and effective services. It's about effective youth programs and senior services, more job creation, safe neighborhoods so that our businesses and families can flourish. I believe the city leaders of tomorrow will simply and effectively empower and encourage one another. Encourage one another like I want to take the opportunity to do for Courtney, a young and new proud mother I met while canvassing up and down Leicester Road right over here, collecting signatures, or Gertrude, who has lived in the same Cincinnati home for more than 60 years with her husband Thomas, where they raised their children and who now have kids of their own. I want to recognize Philip Baxman right over there. My friend. Philip is a husband, and he is a father to 3 energetic and hilarious little children. He is a proud business owner of a trailer named Sue, creating delicious meals right over there, and I highly suggest you try some before you leave today. I want to recognize Nathan, a neighbor both Michelle and I know, and a United States Marine veteran. I am proud to know Nathan, and to Nathan and all the other veterans out there that live in Cincinnati and beyond, we are beyond grateful for your service. I want to encourage everyone in each of our 52 neighborhoods and each of our more than 6,000 individual city workers for whom we are all so thankful. I want to encourage the families of our Cincinnati police officers, Denny Bennington and Robert Seifert. These 2 officers gave the ultimate sacrifice 42 years ago near Oak Street. Now, that street is named in honor of them. Just yesterday, I watched online as our CPS live streamed a street memorial for these men. It brought me to tears. The pain from the loss of these officers is still there. And it was great to see the community rally around these family members of the fallen officers and show their respect. It was a great reminder of how much our community appreciates the work, the protection, and the sacrifices of our police officers. You know, I remember years ago in another city I lived in, I stood in front of some members of council at a podium, suit and tie, hands shaking from nerves. I asked for a change that I wanted to see happen. I really wanted my daughters and I to be able to raise chickens in our backyard. In that community, we weren't allowed. Simple enough, I thought. This is America. But afterwards, I felt completely dismissed. And I feel the changes I asked for were never even realistically considered. And even though it was for just chickens, not a major issue by any means, the feeling of being ignored really stuck with me. And now I live within the city limits of Cincinnati, and I'm proud to say that I am, along with my wife and daughters, the proud legal owner of a few backyard chickens. So another reason to love the natty. My promise to Cincinnatians is that I will remember how I felt in those moments of feeling dismissed, and you will be listened to and heard no matter what. Because the feeling of being discarded, no matter how large or small an issue, can really hurt. And you will not be dismissed under any circumstances. Your thoughts and opinions on how to make this city a better place in which to live, work, and play are deeply valuable to this city and to me. And I believe Cincinnati is a yes city, not a no city. And really quick, I want to again thank my wife, Michelle. She loves me, she supports me in this campaign, and she loves my little girls so deeply. She is my hero, and she is a hero to so many others because she is a social worker. I want to acknowledge her and all the other social workers around this city. Your service is vital, and you are so appreciated. She has seen firsthand the need for more affordable housing. She understands much better than I do the huge problem that the shortage of affordable housing is. Her work as a social worker has taken her into those very homes of people who are about to lose them for various reasons. She has seen the pain firsthand. She has come home sad, frustrated, and feeling helpless because the wait lists are so long and the homes are so limited. I come from privilege, and I have never had to deal with housing insecurity. I certainly can't imagine the stress that would cause. But I do know that we need to do better. And even though I did not support the Charter Amendment Issue 3, we should still use some city dollars to incentivize, challenge, and stimulate philanthropic entities and banks for more help, and work to find funders from outside our city government. We certainly need to work to obtain assistance from the federal level to make sure we get every dollar Cincinnatians deserve. Because Cincinnati, with 300,000 people, along with a high poverty rate and a 28,000 housing shortage unit, this from research from Xavier University, absolutely needs to be able to depend on federal programs and low-income tax credits. I do recognize how the supporters of the Charter Amendment currently feel about City Hall not doing enough. We have not had a wide-ranging affordable housing strategy here in this city, and the effects are evident. We have to get this right and incentivize growth and equity using every tool we can. The whole issue has a lot of parts and is a massive task, yes, but is no excuse, and we need to do better. Many, including my wife Michelle, have made it known to me and seen how disastrous evictions can be. We also need to do a better job making sure landlords and tenants have access to support and a better overall system to help them through the painstaking process on both sides. And while we need to make absolutely sure we keep a balanced budget, when you love a city, you fight for the people in it to make it work. You fight to build a strong and robust economy for everyone as we get back to a new normal and finish off this virus. You fight to lift others up and never appeal to some by pushing others down. I promise to listen to and consider all creative ways to help solve this issue while still keeping our balanced budget and the services we offer as a city fully functioning and fully staffed. On dealing with developers, we need to be skeptical of politicians getting involved in these deals and empower and entrust the professionals that work in City Hall, whose job it is to deal with them and who are getting paid through our tax dollars to do so. And if there is some sort of impasse, then council needs to discuss it openly, transparently, and in the public eye. It is simply council's role to understand what's happening surrounding those developments and assist the city manager and the city development staff in prioritizing if asked. This, so we can achieve the larger initiatives to achieve and grow our region even further. Furthermore, I will ask council to come up with a code of conduct so we can hold each other accountable. And as a member of council, you can and should make the proper introductions, if needed, between developers and all parties, and then butt out. Empower others. This to ensure voters that when projects come before City Council, those folks will get a fair hearing that they deserve. They will not be given out as favors, but given out based on what is overall best for our city. Additionally, on raising ethical standards, we all know the state legislature has already raised the ethics bar with their solid version of the ethics disclosure process. Let's pass a nearly identical version of that for City Council. Council needs to also make regular reports on who has given money to campaigns. This so red flags can be spotted earlier. And by the way, I want to make it known that I have made the commitment not to accept donations of any kind to anybody. Individuals, businesses, developers, organizations, political action committees, etc. First, because I don't like it when politicians ask for money. And second, because I don't like it when politicians ask for money. Instead, my campaign wants to ask folks to give to a Cincinnati-based charity or support local Cincinnati businesses around town. I think that's a novel idea rarely seen in politics today. And my volunteers and I are proud of that. And for me, it's not about money, it's about service to you. Finally, thank you to my campaign team for being here today and that continues to help so much. And when we see success, it will be because of a combination of a lot of hard work by you and by a lot of hardworking and dedicated Cincinnati voters that dare to change the status quo. Cincinnati is a big, diverse city, and you have to have a lot of stamina and a lot of help from a lot of people to campaign across all 52 neighborhoods. But when we win, it will also be a recognition by Cincinnatians that we want and need a positive change in City Hall as we go forward. And I'm grateful to all the many supporters for helping out and helping make this a winning cause. Cincinnati, on November 2nd, let's make sure this one belongs to us, and let's make sure Cincinnati hears all of us. Thank you. Be sure to grab some signs and some flyers if you want to pass them out to people. But I really appreciate you guys being here today. Go Cincinnati.